What is going on, everybody? It is Mike. Welcome back to Tech 24/7 TV. It is so great to have you back here because we are doing something different today. We are unboxing and installing the Schlage Sense. This is a HomeKit lock from Schlage. It's Bluetooth enabled. It'll integrate into HomeKit, into Amazon Alexa, into Google Home, all the different services. You can use the voice assistant to go ahead and control it. You can add individual codes for people. You can expire those codes. It's really a full-featured lock, and I'm using this to replace the existing builder-grade lock I had on my house before I moved in here. Now, my friend Willie he is a locksmith, and he's gonna help us install this. He's also gonna give some context into why some locks might be better than others. Now, I wanna be clear here in the beginning, this is not sponsored by Schlage. It's not sponsored by Willie. Willie's just gonna go ahead and give us, again, that context that's needed. Now, some of the audio is gonna be recorded here when we first moved in, so you might seem a little bit echoey. I apologize about that in advance. I will have captions in there if you wanna go ahead and turn that on. Let's get started. I have this August lock, which was kind of adapted to this, and this gives me the ability to go ahead and control the lock with my voice. So I could speak to Siri, I could say unlock the door, I could use this, it'll lock automatically. But the problem for me is that, you know, I often forget my keys, and the connectivity to my house outside of my house isn't as great as I would like it to be. So I often kind of have to unlock my car. It's just a huge hassle for me. So even though this is a good lock, and I think it works very well, I'm going to, Willie is going to help me here install this Schlage lock. This is a Schlage Sense. This offers really similar functionality, but instead of actually having not just a key on the front, it offers the ability to go ahead and program codes and unlock the door. Now, Willie, I guess help me understand here. Schlage, Quickset, is there a difference in the brands?
Usually, a Quickset is the special, this style of Quickset is what the developer puts on all the houses.
Okay.
It's a lower grade lock. Schlage is in the standard security, it's a higher grade lock.
Okay, so there's
also a commercial. Schlage is more in the commercial buildings, you will find Schlage.
So there are many different, I guess, brands of locks. So we looked at Baldwin, which is more expensive. But Schlage is in there, and you say, would it be inappropriate to say that Schlage is, like we think about good, better, best, would be a better kind of brand lock versus Quickset, but not as good as maybe say Baldwin?
Oh, correct.
Right, okay. So this is gonna offer us all the convenience of the August lock, which I had, but with the added benefit of being key codes, right? So I can issue a key code to myself, to you, to anyone really, and that key code can expire if I wanted to. So anyone who wants to come to the house, I can give it to someone who needs to come to the house, or other cases.
You can change it so that I can no longer come in and you don't have to remember another number. You don't have to change it to a complete number. I have my own personal number set.
Yep, exactly. That's very good. So if we look at this, the whole process is that changing the lock is really meant to be being able to be done by the consumer, right?
Do it yourself.
An individual, like a locksmith like yourself, is not needed. You're here because the value that you add is the ability to rekey the lock. Because I have many locks here, and we upgraded all of them to Schlage, not necessarily just this model. And we're gonna have a single lock for all the doors.
Single key.
Single key, yeah, sorry, single key, not single lock. Single key for all the doors, and they're all gonna, that's kind of what a lock does, right? So there's a lot of value there. Now that the lock is installed on my front door and I've added the HomeKit code into the Home app, let's go to the Schlage Sense app. Here it is. The first time opening the app, it will ask you to go ahead and connect to your HomeKit data and also go ahead and prompt you to give Bluetooth access because your phone or your iPad will connect to the lock using Bluetooth. But now that the app is open, let's go ahead and first let's click on history. And history is going to give me a counting of the last 5 entrances or exits by who opened the lock. Now that'll be used based on the security code that was used at the front door or just by if there's an interior open or close. Now if you want to, you can go ahead and get additional lock history by clicking on more details next to the lock. Now if we want to go ahead and add, remove, or change access codes, we'll click on access codes here in the bottom right. It's going to go ahead and retrieve the users that are assigned to the lock. Now that speed or how quickly or how slowly it does access that, it's going to be based on the physical distance between you and the lock itself. So now I have 3 users that are in there. If I want to go ahead and add another user, I'm going to go ahead and click on here. I'm going to say housekeeper, and I'm going to click on access code. And I'm going to click on 3324, and I'm going to click on schedule. And this is where I can go ahead and change the schedule. Do I want to give them access 7 days a week? Do I want to give them access only Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays? Do I want to restrict their access between certain times a day? Of course I do. Between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. And I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to go ahead and click save. It's going to write that configuration for that user to the lock itself. And then after a moment or two, I have the ability to access or to edit any of the users that are in there. Now, once it's saved, it does prompt you if you want to, you can go ahead and share that with an individual, but we're not going to do that. It refreshes with the information that was just refreshed or changed. Now, if I wanted to, I can click on household again. Here I see the individual. I can see what the lock is, the time that the lock's available. I can click on disable, so that removes access, or that removes that ability from that user using that access code. And then I can even click delete from there, deleting the user profile completely. This would be useful for not just a housekeeper, maybe if you wanted to give an access code to your to a friend or family member during maybe when they're staying at your house. That would be, I think, a very valid use. Now I'm going to go ahead and delete this. It's going to delete that user from the profile. And here we are back again. So click done. If you wanted to, you could use this with Schlage's service. You don't need to if you have HomeKit. Now, if you don't have HomeKit, you can with Key by Amazon, Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, and Yonomi, which I've never heard of. Now, this to me really balances the best of both worlds of security and convenience. So I can go ahead and first take care of my issue, which was not necessarily having keys all the time with me. Because there's an access code, I have that access code. I don't have to worry about bringing my keys with me and then getting access into my house. I don't have to worry about providing anyone else keys to my house because I can give them access code, and then I have an accounting of when they entered or exited the house. Second is I can go ahead and then get notifications anytime the door is unlocked, the time the door opens. I can integrate it into my automations that I have with HomeKit, which is something that I have a lot. I have many different automations, such as like when I go to sleep at night, it locks all my accessories or it locks the doors. It turns off all the lights. It turns on my sleep music. So I have many things like that where to me it's just an added convenience. 3, I have the ability to go ahead and audit and expire and manage all of the access codes remotely, not just inside of my house, but anywhere that I have internet access using either the Home app or within Schlage's app itself. I would prefer to balance security and convenience, not necessarily worry about having provide keys. And for me, it is a win-win. Now, I have many different HomeKit automation and accessory builds coming to the channel. Make sure you are subscribed with notifications if you are interested in that. I am Mike, this is Tech 24/7 TV, and I will talk to you in the next one.